Welcome to Lowell Kleinfelder Stadium in Canton as we get ready for the New Philadelphia Quakers to kick off their football season against the Canton Central Catholic Crusaders. I'm Scott Robinson along with Charlie Jones on the Chibo's pregame show here on Big Time Sports. Quakers come in as a favorite in the ECOL. Canton Central Catholic's coming off a tough season, but they're much improved too.
Canton Central Catholic did not have a typical Canton Central Catholic season last year. Down, but they got all those guys back, Scott. So tonight we're going to have this is going to be a good test for the new Philadelphia Quakers. I like the Quakers, of course, but I'll tell you what, they better bring their A game tonight because Lowell Kleinfelder will have the green and white ready to play tonight.
We'll come back. We'll talk to both coaches as we get ready for our battle between New Philadelphia and Canton Central Catholic here on the Chibo's pregame show. Stay with us here on Big Time Sports.
And we are back for the big game tonight between the new Philadelphia Quakers and the Canton Central Catholic Crusaders. Alongside me now, Coach Lowell Kleinfelder of Canton Central Catholic. And Coach, first of all, thank you for letting us come up tonight to take in this Crusaders-Quakers battle, buddy.
You're welcome.
We always like coming up here because everybody is such a good host and it's great football.
It's a good football stadium. It's a great stadium for high school football. We're proud of this stadium, and it's a great place to play.
Your home opener guy, your first game of the year, a lot of excitement in the air. Give us a scouting report on the Crusaders.
Well, last year, we knew we were down a little bit, and we really had a disappointing season, but we kind of knew that was coming. We're still down in numbers. You can see we only have about 32 people in uniform here tonight. But, we're much improved from last year. We're more physical. We are more skilled than we were last year. We know that we're up against it tonight. We think that New Philly has a tremendous team. They got a lot of their players back from last year. We were impressed with their team last year, and they returned almost all of those people, except for a couple. So we know our work's cut out, but we're looking forward to the challenge.
Coach, what is the main thing? What are you going to tell your kids before they leave that building to come out on the field for kickoff? What do you got to do to stop the Quakers tonight?
Well, one of the things we always tell our kids, they got to play hard every play. That's my hardest job to do, is to teach our players. And I think any coach's job to do is to teach their players to play hard every play. If we don't play hard every play, we're not going to be successful. And if we can play hard every play, that'll put you in a game.
Hey, thanks for joining us. Coach, you're a good man, okay? You're a great coach, and Canton Central Catholic is a great school, my friend.
Thank you.
We'll see you next week for the Perry Panthers. How about that?
That's very good.
All right, so there you have it. Lowell Kleinfelder, coach of the Canton Central Catholic Crusaders. We'll be back with Naughty Scotty Robinson and head coach Matt Dennison of the new Philadelphia Quakers after you watch this.
And back on the Chibo's pregame show with head coach Matt Dennison of the new Philadelphia Quakers. Coach, ready to kick off another season. I'm sure the butterflies are there just a little bit.
Yeah, every time you strap them up for a new year, you get excited, you get the butterflies, and you just can't wait to get things started. And, it's a lot of hard work that's come into this, and now we get a chance to, bring it all to fruition.
Kids are probably glad they had an extra week of practice, so I'm sure they're happy to be hitting somebody else for a change. But, how's it been getting up to this point? The kids ready? You've got a lot of experienced kids back. You've got to be excited about that.
Yeah, we've got a lot of kids that started last year, a lot of good playing time kids with good playing time coming back this year. So, we're excited. It was nice to go into camp and really, we got to work a lot of fundamentals. We got to work a lot of tweak things that you usually don't get to tweak early on.
Canton Central Catholic, the opponent tonight. Last year they had a little bit of a down year, but I understand they're on the improving side of things, and they're going to be a good opponent for you here to open up this season.
Yeah, they're much improved. They're going to play Canton Central Catholic football. They're going to come out, and you're going to find out if we're a physical team tonight, because they're going to come out and they're going to hit you, and they're going to play hard.
All right, good luck tonight.
Thanks, Scott.
Head coach Matt Dennison of the new Philadelphia Quakers. That's the Chibo's pregame show. We'll come back with a kickoff in a moment. Stay with us here on Big Time Sports.
And number 11 at quarterback, a 6-foot, 165-pound junior, Kyle Doreska. And let's hear it.
Hey, welcome back to Lowell Kleinfelder Field in Canton as we get ready for the new Philadelphia Quakers to kick off the new high school football season. Scott Robinson along with Charlie Jones. The Quakers coming off an 8-3 campaign a year ago. There you have a good look at the Canton Central Catholic Crusaders. This year the Quakers, they'll move from Division III to Division II, so that certainly is going to be a little bit of a difference for the Quakers. They have two new opponents this year in West Branch and John Glenn. And there, Charlie, the Quakers loaded with returning talent.
Yes, and I think, Coach, if you listened to our interview, Scott, which I'm sure you did, be in pregame with Coach Coach Lo Kleinfelder, he's scared to death of these Quakers tonight. New Philadelphia, he has most of the big guns back, and he is still rebuilding here after a 2-8 season at Canton Central Catholic last year.
The Quakers, of course, will have Will McEwen in the backfield. He rushed for nearly 1,500 yards and 21 touchdowns last season. Quarterback Cody Cox returns. He passed for over 1,000 yards. They've got plenty of starters along the offensive and defensive lines, and they've also added Cody Garbrandt from Claymont. He is now a New Philadelphia Quaker, and he is a return specialist. He's done a great job during his high school career returning punts and kickoffs. So the Quakers really have a nice team, and really, you got to say, one of the favorites in the ECOL.
Well, I think you're right, Scott. And tonight is a good opener, even though it's on the road in hostile country here at Canton Central Catholic. This is going to be a good opener for the New Philadelphia Quakers. The Quakers should be real good this year. Lowell Kleinfelder and the guys in the green and the white. They had a bad season last year at 2-8. They are a much improved club, but Scott, their numbers are down. Only 31 guys in uniform for the green and white.
Trent Bird and Will McEwen back deep for the Quakers as they will receive. The Crusaders ready to kick it away as we get ready to start the New Philadelphia Quaker season. Of course, the Dover Tornadoes started with a victory last night over Canton South. So big time sports has been busy the first weekend of the high school football season. It's Joe Andler that's going to kick the football away for Central Catholic, and here we go. As the season begins, Trent Bird's going to take it at his own 10, out to the 15, left side to the 20, and about to the 22-yard line where the Quakers will take it over. Starting at quarterback tonight for the Quakers, Cody Cox. At the tackle spots, Zach Alcorn and Nick Barrow. Ethan Day and Cage Dematillo, the guards. Ethan Zukel, the center. The tight end is Kyle Witter. Zach Denham and Trent Bird, the wide receivers. And in the backfield, Cooper Hill will lead the way for Will McEwen. We'll set the defense here for Canton Central Catholic momentarily. As the Quakers come out in the eye, two wideouts to the left side. On first down and 10, the handoff to McEwen straight ahead. Across the 25, good surge by the offensive line out to maybe the 26-yard line. Gain of about 4, second down and 6. The starting defensive roster for the Canton Central Catholic Crusaders, you've got the linebackers, Rocco Pellegrino, Jordan Diddy, Brad Froman, Josh Shoemaker. Across the line, it's Harrison Falconer, Brock Callender, and Carmen Bonamico. And in the backfield, it's John Mozina. You've got Dylan Dehoff, Zach Ungashik, and Tyler Triner. Second down and 5. Witter in the slot, the handoff straight ahead. Quakers push it forward. They're going to try and smash mouth it here early.
Not a whole lot of room that time. Scott coming up quick to make the stop is linebacker Jordan Diddy, along with Brad Froman for the Crusaders.
Gain of 3 for Will McEwen. It's third down and 2 as we're just underway here in the first quarter. And we're a little bit concerned about the weather. We think there's going to be some rain here later on in this ball game. It hadn't even rained in the Stark County area driving up here. We didn't even see any sign of that, but I think it's on the way. Third down 2, I formation. Cox going to have his first attempt of the season. Rolling to his right, the run pass option. Caught out at the 42-yard line by Trent Bird. Nice design play by the Quakers. Very smooth pass from Cox. Bird gets his first catch of the season, and the Quakers move the chains.
I like the way that offense, Scott, that was a perfect rollout by the New Philadelphia Quaker quarterback. Nice strike to Bird. Big first down for the Quakers early in the contest.
Denham to the left, and the handoff to the left side. McEwen out across the 45, out to the 47. Gain of 4. Quakers solid along the line. They're opening some nice holes here. Even though we haven't seen any big gains, they've got consistent running from McEwen.
You know, if you take a look at that defensive unit for the green and white of Canton Central Catholic, they still got some young kids in there trying to play those linebacker and those DP positions. They had a tough season last year. They're greatly improved this year, but I'll tell you what, you got a lot of experience on that New Philadelphia offensive line.
Out of the eye. The handoff again to McEwen. This time spins to midfield. He'll gain about 3 there. And it'll be 3rd down and short. 3rd and about 3.
Wow, Will McEwen, you know, Scott, he's going to be the, we saw Dover play last night on Big Time Sports, and Marcus Mamarella, the workhorse last night for Dover. You can anticipate McEwen, number 33, getting a lot of touches tonight for the Quakers.
So the Quakers with a 3rd down and 3 right at the midfield stripe. They'll stay in the eye. Barrett and Bird wide to the right side here on 3rd down. They rolled out to the right, the wide side of the field the last time. See what they do here, and we're going to have our first penalty. Too much time. Delay a game. That'll back the Quakers up 5.
Well, early in the season, and that's what you're going to see early in the season, particularly in your opening game, Scott.
5-yard penalty, delay a game.
Very insightful.
Yes, I'll tell you what, sharp as a marble, aren't I? I'm trying to keep stats up here, and you know what I mean? This is getting awful tough. By the way, Scott, today's my birthday, so I'm getting a little bit older. You know what I'm saying?
I know, 39 and
right, and
yeah,
something. 39 plus something, yeah.
Bird's going to tuck it under. He'll take it himself. He'll have the first down. Mark gets loose at the 40 to the 35. Defender slips, and the Quakers will take it in for the touchdown. A 49-yard run.
I tell you what, I like the way that one. He got great blocking downfield. And Scott, let's take a look now at our Weaver Barnes replay.
You just see Cox rolling to his right, picked up some running room, got some key blocks, split some defenders, and took it all the way. Joe Barrett on to try the extra point. Kick is up, and the kick is good. And the New Philadelphia Quakers jump out to an early 7-0 lead. And, boy, that's good news for the Quakers, Charlie. They jump out early, and it's kind of the way Dover got out early last night. A couple of fumble recoveries, and worked out pretty well. So Quakers get the quick start here, too.
All right, so absolutely, Scott. We saw Dover play last night. Dover 14-0, Scott. 14-0 before the game even started. And tonight, wow. Take a look at the New Philadelphia Quakers. We've got 6:35 to play in the first, and the Quakers are already up 7-0.
Almost on cue, because people find out it's your birthday already. We get a dozen glazed donuts. We've had chicken. We've had pizza.
Well,
Smoochie brings us a cake.
They're taking care of the old guy tonight, Scott.
Wow. I'm telling you, this is wow.
Wow. And how about, I'll tell you what, have you ever seen Cody Cox take off like you just witnessed?
Well, he seems like he's a very confident young man, and that really is all due to experience. He had a great season last year, and he's looking for big things this season.
New Philadelphia on that drive, picking up 63 yards on the ground, and another 15 on the pass to Bird. So offensively, the Quakers look pretty sharp to start the season.
Tyler Triner is back deep. And Joe Barrett will kick it away as the Quakers lead it after the 49-yard run by Cody Cox. Barrett's kick is going to be fielded by one of the up men. Dylan Sturzbach had it. Gets loose, gets to the left side at the 50. The 45, the 40. Barrett's there. Slips inside of him, and the touchdown saving tackle made by the Quakers' Dylan Barbie. But great field position on a big return by Canton Central Catholic.
And what a way to come back after that New Philadelphia. Now take a look at this. You're going to see Barbie field the kickoff. Look at this. He's off to the races. He is wide open on this left side. The only thing you got to think about now, Scotty, is somebody going to catch him. And right about now, from behind, they're going to get to him. So a great kickoff return and a nice stop out there. Wow.
Kyle Dureska at the quarterback spot takes the snap. And the first play of the game for the Crusaders loses a little bit of yardage. About a yard. It'll be second down and 11. Mark Goodnight and Brock Colliner in the backfield. Dylan Dehoff, one of the wideouts, along with John Morena. Out of the shotgun. It's kind of a pistol set. They'll go to the outside. Catch by Dehoff. He has some running room. Nice play on second down. Gets down to the 21-yard line before Nick Barrow makes the stop. Across the line for the Crusaders, Nick Humphreys and Chase Mitten, the tackles. Norman Brenneman and Derek Pecorelli, the guards. Jake Eckard is the center. Jordan Diddy, the tight end. For the Quakers, Nick Barrow and Josh Heater, the ends. Mike Anderson, the nose tackle. Linebackers, Cooper Hill, Dylan Barbie, Deshaun Dansby, Kyle Witter, and also Mitch Riker. The deep backs, McEwen, Bird, and Barrett. The handoff to Colliner. He's stacked up on third down. Nowhere to go as the New Philadelphia Quaker defense there. Dylan Barbie in there. Looked like Joe Barrett was in there.
And big number 51, big Nick Barrow, once again, banging helmets in there on that defensive line, Scotty.
So fourth down, not much doubt here. The Crusaders will go for it on fourth and about 4. So a test here for the Quakers early, and they've held up. Big play for the Crusaders. This might set the tone for the game.
Big play, Scott, and I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. Here comes the blitz from the New Philadelphia Quakers. They're going to put all kinds of pressure on this guy. There you see it. Pass into the end zone. Did he get it? No, I'll tell you what. It was close, buddy. It was awful close down there.
So on fourth down, the incompletion. The Quakers will take it over at the 23-yard line.
Quakers take over on down.
That time on that drive, Scott, 8 net yards on their first possession of the ball game for Canton Central Catholic. Hit that 8-yard pass. Other than that, there was nowhere to go on the ground.
So the Quakers will have it. First down and 10 at their own 23-yard line. They lead it 7-0 here against the Canton Central Catholic Crusaders. Game being played, of course, at Lowell Kleinfelder Field. The handoff to McEwen, misdirection. He's got some running room to the outside of the 40 to the 45 and pushed out of bounds.
Wow, about a 24-yard pickup, huh?
That time McEwen turned on the jets as he hit the corner, and his speed, you can tell he's hit the weight room too. He's muscled up a little bit since last season, and you can certainly tell he's ready to play. Let's take another look at it on the Weaver Barnes Rewind. You just see McEwen turn the corner, hit the speed, and away he went. A first down for the Quakers out at the 46-yard line. And their running game is cranked up so far in the first quarter. To the outside, Barrett picks up a couple of yards, but not much there. As the tackle made by John Morena.
I think, Scott, they're going to give him a pickup of about, let's take a look. Yeah, I thought he got a yard, but scoreboard's going to give him a 3 on the pass completion. Next week, Scott, you and your buddy Chuck Rest will be at Crater Stadium in Dover for the Ashland Arrows invasion, right?
New opponent for the Tornadoes. Certainly looking forward to that one. As Cox faked the handoff to Hill, the fullback, took it himself, dove into the pile, might have got a yard or two, and it'll be third down.
Cox on the keeper, brought down by Mark Goodnight. Third down.
Third down and about 4. 5:18 to go here, first quarter. Scott Robinson and Charlie Jones with you as the Quakers kick off the season against the Canton Central Catholic Crusaders. Cox under center. They'll draw the Crusaders offsides. Well, we have a minute, Charlie. I wanted to say hello to the Quakers strength and conditioning coach, Denny Vitt, who we had to give a shout out to him. He tried to help us with the lineups tonight, and he wanted to get a little airtime, so we'll get Denny Vitt's name on the air and make him happy.
Nothing wrong with that. Denny Vitt is a great, great American, and we're glad to have him on board the big time sports gravy train, buddy.
Well, I'll tell you what, you're going to give him a big head, so we need to stop talking about him and get back to the football game.
Okay, all right. Now, Scott, this is a little bit, I'm doing more than one, what do you call it? Doing more than one thing tonight up here in this press box, okay?
Yeah, you're multi-failing.
I'm multi-failing, right? I'm trying to keep stats, talk about the game and all that stuff.
McEwen has nowhere to go. Might have lost a yard there. Good defense by the Crusaders as they wrapped him up pretty quickly. Rocco Pellegrino there among the green and white to get there first.
Brought down by Tyler Schreiner.
And let's not forget big number 81, Carmen Bonamico.
And I think he's a familiar name, right?
Yes, he is. Carmen Bonamico, Scott, is the grandson of Mr. and Mrs. Tom Helbling from New Philadelphia. And Carmen is also the nephew of Central Catholic basketball coach Rod the Rocket Bonamico.
Cox, the quarterback draw, has some running room inside the 40 down to the 39-yard line. Nice pickup of 6. It'll be 3rd down and 6.
Josh Schumacher on the tackle for Central.
Nice night for football, at least right now. We're not sure what the second half will bring, but
Yep.
so far so good.
I think we're going to be all right, Scott. I think it's a nice night out there. I think the storm has passed, and we're just glad to be here. These people here at Canton Central Catholic are good people and always take good care of big-time sports.
3rd down and 6. Cox under center. Looks to the outside. That's going to be incomplete. Tried to run maybe a little slip screen there. And we're going to see the Quakers punt here for the first time, I believe.
4th down to Philadelphia.
New Philadelphia. Scott, we've got 3:16 to play in the first quarter. New Philadelphia's already got 92 yards rushing.
Well, Quakers feeling pretty confident. They're going to go for it here. They've got to hurry up and get a playoff here on 4th down. So 4th down and 6. Now they're going to drop back into the punt formation. And Cox will kick it end over end. That's a pretty good kick. It's going to roll down there. Quakers have it well covered. It's going to be inside the 5-yard line. And down to about the 3 from our perspective. And that's going to pin the Canton Central Catholic Crusaders deep in their own territory.
Cody Cox with a nice punt. And Cox, is one of those punters. He's not a boomer, Scotty. He's not a boomer. But I tell you what, he knows where to place that football when it leaves his foot. And speaking of leaving your feet, I want to thank you, Naughty Scotty, for hosting the Big Time Sports Show last week when I was in Denver, walking my grandson to school. They said you did a pretty decent job for a rookie.
Nobody could replace you. Colliner gets to the outside, breaks containment out to the 15, the 20. And near the 25-yard line before the Quakers able to drive him out. Joe Barrett gets over there from his safety spot to make the tackle.
That is the first play from scrimmage on the ground that gets yardage for the Crusaders.
Well, it got him out of a big hole. The Quakers had him pinned right back against their own goal line and let him get the big play on 1st down. New Philadelphia leading it 7-0 on the Dover Dental Group scoreboard as we get the Weaver Barnes rewind. There you see, nice play there by Brock Colliner. He's in the backfield with Kyle Dureska. This time, the quick handoff to Dylan Sturzbach, and he's going to be taken out of bounds short of the 30-yard line. So another nice gain on 1st down for Canton Central Catholic.
Number 43, Joe Barrett, for the Quakers, making a stop over there on the far side of the field. Scott, did we thank Chibo's for taking care of our pregame?
I'll tell you what, we mentioned them a couple of times, but they always deserve another mention.
All right. When you get a chance, get over to take the short drive to Waynesburg and try some of that good Italian food over there at Chibo's Restaurant in beautiful downtown Waynesburg.
2nd down and 6. Dureska looks to the outside. Nice catch. Made there by Sturzbach, and he is out to the 42-yard line. A 1st down. The tackle made by Joe Barrett. Tell you what, that was a fingertip catch, a well-thrown ball by Dureska as we get another look at it on the Weaver Barnes Rewind. Just out on the edge of his fingertips, led him just enough. Bird got locked up on a block by the Crusaders, and Barrett cleaned it up, but it's a first down for the Crusaders. At the 42-yard line, the Crusaders with 2.5 minutes to go first quarter. Dreska looks to the outside. That one, nice catch made by Dehoff, and he had some running room, and he has a first down.
Big pass play that time for the first down. I'll tell you what, if Trent Bird doesn't make that ankle tackle, he's still running for the goal line.
You know, Trent Bird's dad, Jim Bird, another former Quaker, great football player, baseball player.
There you get a nice shot of the tackle by Trent Bird, putting the stops on him, but not before they pick up another first down.
So 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line of the Quakers. First time that Central has really gotten the ball moving here. And that Colliner knocked down quickly. The Quakers right there.
Nowhere to go that time. And I got a number.
Second down.
I believe it was Dylan Barbie, number 40, that was in there. A couple of the linebackers.
Don't forget our halftime report brought to you by our good friends from Big Jim's Burgers and More. Naughty Scotty's favorite lunch spot is Big Jim's on the south side. Right, Naughty?
No place like it. Dreska looks across the middle of the field. He's got a man open. Sturzbach overthrown, and he had found a seam in the Quaker secondary, and he was open.
Fortunately for the red and black, the pass was overthrown because he did find that seam. The receiver was open, but a little bit too much zip coming off the quarterback. Also, our player of the game again this year will be our good friends from the Manor Restaurant in Strasburg.
Charlie Jones's favorite place anytime.
Yes, right. Oh, I grew up in the basement. I was baptized. This is a true story. I was baptized in the basement of the Chicken Manor. True story. Check it out.
Third down and 10. You've left me speechless. Sturzbach with the catch might just be a bit short. And it'll be, I think it's going to be 4th and short there, Charlie.
I think you're right. I think it's just a little bit short. Weaver Barnes back again in the saddle with Big Time Sports. So there you see our Weaver Barnes replay there. A big pickup of about 9 yards.
The last time on 4th down, the Quakers able to stop the green and white. See what they can do here. See what's in the playbook. Colliner pretty solid in the backfield. Dreska can take it himself. Colliner's going to push forward, and boy, it's going to be close.
Well, I'll tell you what. I think he got it, Scott. But
I think he got it as well.
Let's see where they mark it, though. But from up here, it looked like he had just enough for that first down.
It's not by much. Yeah, looks like they're going to say he's short. Didn't even bring the chains out.
No, I can't believe they didn't even bring the chain gang out, because that is close down there, buddy.
Wow.
Yeah, from up here, we thought he had it, but he did not.
Our angle must not be as good as we thought. I thought that was pretty close. Good for the Quakers as they'll have it 1st down and 10.
When we get a
great defense again.
When we get a chance, Scott, I want to tell you about Gary's Market and Deli on Tuscross Avenue in Dover.
1st down and 10 for the Quakers. Cox, the handoff to Cooper Hill off right tackle. And out to the 44-yard line. Nice gain of 6, 2nd down and 4. So why don't you tell us about Gary's Market?
All right, Gary's Market and Deli, specializing in homemade Italian foods. This week, the special at Gary's Market in Dover, you buy 1 Italian sub, you get the 2nd Italian sub half off. How about that for a deal, buddy?
I'll tell you what, it's a great place to go for kids at lunchtime if they can get over there. I'm not sure if they're allowed to get off the property anymore at school. Who knows? Those that sneak off, I guess. Cox across the middle, wide open. McEwen, needs to make a move, got loose, and it's touchdown Quakers.
Wow, I'll tell you what, Will McEwen was so wide open, buddy. He was nobody out there defending Will McEwen. And then, of course, after Will brings that pass down, he gives that little dance step to the right, takes off to the left into the touchdown for the new Philadelphia Quakers.
So the Quakers up 13-0 with the Barrett extra point upcoming. A 56-yard pass and run from Cody Cox to Will McEwen. And those two players have played a key role here in this first quarter. Cox to hold. Kick is up, and the kick is good. Of course, Joe's brother Ben kicked for the Quakers, now playing at Davidson. Kicking for the Davidson down in North Carolina. And that makes it 14-0 here late in the first quarter.
Well, kind of mirrors that Dover-Canton South game last night, Scotty. 14-0. Dover jumped out on top, and that's exactly the script here this evening. I don't know. Cody Cox threw a perfect pass to a wide-open Will McEwen for that new Philadelphia touchdown.
Well, I'll tell you what, the Quakers have shown the ability to score quickly. As you get a look at Lowell Kleinfelder, stadium here named after him. He's been here nearly 40 years, 37, 38 years. Been an icon here in Stark County football. Certainly well respected. He's had some great seasons here at Canton Central Catholic, but he's also over the last couple of years, I think because of a lack of numbers, just hasn't been able to put together the types of seasons he wants.
Well, it's just like anything else. It's all about the money, Scott. I think Canton Central Catholic is down in numbers a little bit because, you know, the tuition at the Catholic schools keeps increasing every year while the economy, you know, and the job market, as you know, the last couple of years has not been there. But they'll be back. Kleinfelder is a good man and a good coach. Canton Central Catholic is a great school, okay?
Yep.
And they'll be back, buddy.
Trinner back deep. It's going to be taken by one of the up men. Sturzbach's got it at the 22. He's going to bring it to the left side. Barbie's got him by the jersey and brings him down. So the Crusaders will have it. First down and 10. At their own 19-yard line. And we're winding down this first quarter. Kyle Dureska will come out at quarterback. We thought maybe there would be a little change in the offensive philosophy of the Crusaders, but might see it right here as they go to the 4 wide. Out of the shotgun. Dureska looks across the middle of the field. It's caught by number 21, John Morena. So nice pass. Dureska showing the ability to throw the football there.
First down, Central Catholic.
See if they'll let the quarter wind down here. It looks like they will. So at the end of our first quarter of play, it's the New Philadelphia Quakers leading the Canton Central Catholic Crusaders 14-0. We'll come back with second quarter action in a moment. Stay with us here on Big Time Sports. Ready to go with second quarter action. Scott Robinson and the mellow tones of Charlie Jones with you tonight here on Big Time Sports. We open the second period. The New Philadelphia Quakers leading the Canton Central Catholic Crusaders 14-0. A Cody Cox 49-yard run and a 56-yard pass from Cody Cox to Will McEwen. Joe Barrett added both extra points. That's how we got there. Crusaders have the football, first down and 10 to open the quarter. The handoff straight ahead, not much there. And the ball may have popped loose, and the Quakers have it.
Wow. I'll tell you what, if there's something you don't want to happen, if you're Lowell Kleinfelder, that is a miscue. They put it on the ground, the Quakers get it, and once again, the Quakers are in a, listen to these stats. Take a look at the replay now. That ball pops loose, and
well, there's a big scramble for it. I think it's Will McEwen that came up with it.
Yep, Will McEwen, number 33 for the Quakers. Scott, I've got the Quakers with 163 yards in the first quarter. That's in one quarter. Canton Central Catholic with 65.
So first down and 10. Quakers on the turnover have it. Great field position at the 34-yard line. Witter in motion to the right side. The three-step drop, and Bonamico with the quarterback sack back at the 41-yard line.
That happens to be, Scott, number 81, Carmen Bonamico, who happens to be the grandson of Mr. and Mrs. Tom Helbling, and of course the nephew of Rodney the Rocket Bonamico of Tuscarawas Central Catholic fame.
So second down and 15. That time the Crusaders had the blitz dialed up. Quakers missed an assignment along the line and paid the price. In motion is Denham to the right side. The rollout to the right. Cox, the pass, completion there to Trent Bird, and he gets a lot of yardage down inside the 30 to the 27-yard line, and a gain of 12.
That was beautiful execution by Cody Cox and Trent Bird. The timing there, Scott, was impeccable.
Third down, New Philadelphia.
You didn't know I could come up with those kind of big words, did you?
That's a 4-syllable word.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Third down and 3 at the 27-yard line. Quakers in 2-down territory here. The handoff to McEwen. He's going to be short. Got to the line of scrimmage, and I don't think there was much there. It'll be fourth down.
McEwen on the carry for New Philadelphia. Brought down by Rocco Pellegrino.
Well, you're going to give it to the big guy wearing number 33, Scott.
I'm giving Cody Cox the run-pass option here. I'm going to roll him to the wide side of the field. They're going to take a timeout here with 10-11 to go in the second quarter. 14-0. The Quakers up. Charlie, what else you got?
I want to talk about our good friends from Beatty's Builders. That's Carl Beatty and his people at Beatty's Builders in New Philadelphia. Give them a call today at 339-2333. They're located at 1219 West High Avenue in New Philadelphia, down by Walmart. So if you need a new home built, you need a garage built, anything you need built, and you want it built right and at a fair price, call Beatty's Builders at 330-339-2333, or you can check them out at their website. And as soon as I find it, Scotty, it's going to be www.beattysbuilders.com. So tell Carl Beatty you heard it on Big Time Sports.
I think a nice billboard up too on West High Avenue. I saw.
Yep.
So 14-0. The Quakers have it. And now here on fourth down, Bird split wide to the left side. Quakers going to spread the field a little bit here. Witter is going to come in motion to the left side. The quick pass intended for Witter. It's incomplete. Good defense by the Crusaders as Cox ended up on his back. Thanks to number 53, Rocco Pellegrino. And the Crusaders will take it over, first down and 10.
Scott, I'm going to use today as my birthday as an excuse. I cannot multitask up here in this press box. Therefore, I'm going to quit worrying about stats, and I'm going to help you carry the payload on the microphone, okay? Yeah, what are you supposed to say, right? Huh?
Sure.
How do you want to answer that?
Hey, you sign the checks, do what you want. I don't care.
Right. I'll get the stats from Hank Keithley from the Times Reporter, who was next door in the booth.
They hand off to Sturzbach, and the Quakers had that one diagnosed as Mike Anderson got in there from his nose tackle spot. Made the tackle for a big loss of about 5 yards. It'll be second down and 15.
Scott, remind me to talk about Marty Miller at Miller's Clothing and Shoes. You know, he's got a big expansion coming. He added on to the store, and
he's getting you a new pair of pants?
Yes, he is. How can you tell I needed a new pair?
Well, you said big expansion.
And how are you getting? What I want to know, how are you getting home tonight, buddy?
Yeah. So we have another timeout for the New Philadelphia Quakers. They were not set offense or defensively. So we're going to take a break. We will come back with the Quakers leading the Canton Central Catholic Crusaders 14-0. 9:31 to go second quarter. Back in a moment on Big Time Sports. And back second quarter here, 9:31 to go. Charlie, I know there's more great friends here at Big Time Sports, and Marty Miller's just one of them, right?
That's exactly right. And let me tell you about our good friend from Miller Clothing and Shoes in downtown New Philadelphia. From suits to work boots, try Miller's Clothing and Shoes in downtown New Philadelphia. All right. See Miller Clothing and Shoes today. And tell Marty Miller that Big Time Sports sent you to Miller Clothing and Shoes.
Dreska, the completion to Morena, and he's out to the 45-yard line. Big play there for Canton Central Catholic. They've had some big plays, but they haven't been able to finish.
Well, and I'll tell you, number 43 for New Philadelphia.
That's Joe Barrett.
That's Joe Barrett. He's going to be a tired young man after this game because we've played less than a half. Well, we've played a little bit over a quarter now, and he's got 8 tackles so far in the game. He's been all over that field out there.
First down and 10 for the Crusaders at the 45-yard line. Dreska looks to the outside, and that is diagnosed and taken down. Kyle Witter nails Dylan Dehoff for a loss of about 3. It'll be second down and 13. Quakers have really scouted and figured out pretty much what the Crusaders have planned for this ballgame.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think the difference, particularly in this opening game for both squads, is the experience coming back for New Philadelphia. New Philadelphia has got a lot of those big dogs back pulling that sled this year. On the other hand, Canton Central Catholic, who suffered through a 2-8 season last year, although they are improved, they are not quite ready for an experienced squad like the Quakers.
Dreska looks down the middle of the field, has a man open, overthrown, and nearly intercepted by the Quakers. That was Joe Barrett back there that got a hand on it, just couldn't quite haul it in.
Dreska's pass intended for Ungasick overthrown. Broken up by Zach Ungasick.
So the Quakers playing well defensively. Third down and 12 for the Crusaders with about 8:19 to go here. Or rather, I believe it's 6:19. I can't read the clock. It looks like there's some bulbs out. Hard to tell.
6:19, buddy.
Okay. We'll take your word for it. I guess we'll know if it turns to a 7, right?
Yep. We'll know here in a little bit.
So third down and 12. Bad snap. Dreska under duress, and he has taken down another big loss, and the Crusaders are going to have to kick it away. Quakers all over. That time they brought the blitz from the defensive backfield. McEwen was in there. And boy, did they disrupt everything that time, and the snap did not help.
Kyle Witter helping McEwen out in there. Number 45, Kyle Witter, in there on top of the quarterback. Less than 8 minutes to play now, Scott, in the half.
Joe Andler to punt for Canton Central Catholic. It'll be Will McEwen. It'll be back deep. But Canton Central Catholic's going to take a timeout. With 7:48 to play here, second quarter, we're going to take a break. We'll be back with more in a moment. Stay with us here on Big Time Sports. 7:48 to play here, second quarter, 14-0. New Philadelphia leading the Canton Central Catholic Crusaders. And McEwen back deep to take the punt. A high, lazy punt. McEwen is going to field it at his zone 30. Sidesteps one tackler, gets hit by 2 other Crusaders and knocked out of bounds around the 35-yard line.
And Scott, another one of our big-time sports sponsors includes our good friends from Dover Brake on Route 21 north of Strasburg. At Dover Brake, they pride themselves in providing outstanding customer service. If it's a brake job you need for your car or truck, it's Dover Brake. They've been providing great service for over 35 years with 3 generations of customers. It's Dover Brake, north of Strasburg, 878-5951, Dover Brake for Big Time Sports.
For the Quakers, first down and 10. The handoff to McEwen. Off tackle out to the 40-yard line. Gain of a 5, second down and 5. Quakers are going back to exactly what they did to open the ball game, where they got a quick lead. And really, they have been the dominant team here so far in this first half.
Yeah, well, as we take a look at the first quarter stats, New Philadelphia with 162 yards in total offense in the first period of the season. So that Quaker offense is out there clicking on all cylinders as we look now at the pass out on the flats. And Scott, big ground gainer that time.
Yeah, Kyle Witter with the nice catch. Cox rolled out. They're being very effective with rolling Cody Cox out of the pocket. That rolling pocket, he gets it over to Kyle Witter. Witter takes the hit the first time and then takes a couple more Crusaders to bring him down. So they are in. Crusader territory at the 47-yard line. McEwen, the lone setback. Witter is going to come to the left side. McEwen hurdles one potential tackler and is down to the 41-yard line after another gain of 6. He has been very smooth here in this first half.
Yeah, but he's getting good. I'll tell you what, that offensive line for the new Philadelphia Quakers is they're blowing the Crusaders right off that line of scrimmage, Scott. Offensively, on that offensive line, great job so far in the contest.
You got Nick Barrow and Zach Alcorn at the tackles, Ethan Day and Cage Devatio at the guards, Ethan Zuckel the center, and they have really opened some holes for the Quakers. To the outside, the catch made out there by Zach Denham, and he is going to have the first down at the 32-yard line.
That's a play that you're going to see a lot this year for the new Philadelphia Quakers. Cox can zip that ball out there. Okay, and that time Denham picked up easy yardage over on the sidelines.
So first down and 10 for the Quakers at the 32. They already lead it 14-0. A little less than 6 minutes to go here in the first half. So far, a dry night for football. Weren't so sure earlier. It looks like it's going to hold off maybe. Cox drops straight back across the middle. McEwen's wide open. Touchdown, Quakers.
Again, the coverage out there for the Crusaders is MIA, baby, because that time Will McEwen, again, a carbon copy of the first quarter, wide open for the Cox pass and the touchdown.
I'll tell you what, coming up here on the Big Jim's Burgers and More halftime report, we're going to have a lot to talk about.
How many yards, Scotty? How many yards?
That's 32. So Barrett on to try the extra point. Snap bobbled, but they put it down. It's good. And it's 21-0. Quakers out ahead. And I know, Charlie, you had some inside information that the Crusaders had shown up pretty well in some of the scrimmages they had earlier this year, but the Quakers have really taken it to them early.
Well, I know Central Catholic scrimmaged the Canton South Wildcats, and of course I was in the booth last night for that Dover-Canton South game. And the Crusaders took Canton South right to the wire in that season, in that last scrimmage game to the tune of 14-12. But the Crusaders are down in numbers, plus they got a couple injuries down there, but you can't take anything away. This new Philadelphia team right now is in sync and is a well-oiled machine out there.
Yeah, they really they're playing very, very well at this stage. Normally you see the most improvement in a team usually between the first and second game or second and third game. And tell you what, if the Quakers continue to get better this season, they're going to be a force.
Well, I'll tell you what, according to our local newspaper, there are high expectations in the new Philadelphia camp. New Philadelphia picked #1 by the Times Reporter. And Scotty, you were on the panel of experts on the big time sports shows. We took a look at the season. And Scott, let me ask you this, buddy. Who did you pick? Did you have the Quakers or somebody else?
I had the Quakers.
Smart man.
I was on the bandwagon early. To the outside, the Crusaders have some running room. And Tyler Triner into Quaker territory, but no matter what, the Crusaders can get into Quaker territory. They can't get into the Quaker end zone.
Well, the only thing that is not shining right now for the new, take a look at the replay and take a look now at this return. And New Philadelphia, if they're lacking anything at all tonight in their opening game, it's kick coverage, Scott. That's the only place they've stubbed their toe so far in the contest.
They've had some special teams lapses, particularly on kickoff return coverage, and that really is the only thing you can fault the Quakers for. But the defense has made up for it so far. First down and 10, Crusaders. Dureska looks to the outside. Sturzbach gets a block and out to about the 39-yard line, or down to the 39-yard line. Gain of 6, 2nd down and 4.
Number 7, Trent Bird coming up, making a stop for the new Philadelphia Quakers. And Scotty, when I get a chance, let's tell everybody out there about the nation's #1 rated sports talk show. Okay, and Scotty, what is that, buddy?
Is that when I host or you host?
That's the one. That's what you just hosted for.
Oh, is that? Yeah. Obviously, it's when you host. Dureska has the 1st down and more, down to the 27-yard line. Yeah, big time sports. A lot of great shows. I know we had Newcomerstown on this week. You've got a team lined up for every weekend. You've done golf teams. You've done.
I've done it all. I've had girls golf teams on. I've had wrestling. But anyway, coming up this coming week on Big Time Sports, Wednesday night at 7, and again Friday night at 10, you can watch Big Time Sports on Channel 2. And our guest this week on Big Time Sports, the up-and-coming rough and tough Central Catholic Saints on Big Time Sports.
That ball batted down by Witter. I'll tell you what, he had a chance. That was pretty close to being a lateral. It was just enough ahead of the line of scrimmage there. Just had enough out of the quarterback. It wasn't a problem. But great play there by Witter. He had engaged a blocker and able to get a hand on it to knock it down. So it's 2nd down and 10.
And Scott, any early report on the Ashland Arrows for your game next week?
I haven't heard much about them this year. The last couple of years, they've been very, very successful. Dover also plays Canfield in one of the first 4 games of the year. Another team that's had traditional success in the playoffs. So both New Philadelphia and Dover, I think, have upgraded their schedule a little bit, and they're serious about wanting to make the playoffs. The catch and tackle right at the 19-yard line. For Central Catholic, it's John Marina.
Will McEwen, number 33, coming up to make the stop for New Philadelphia. And Scott, for you New Philadelphia Quaker fans, Big Time Sports will be back in action at Quaker Stadium on September 18th when they'll host the Coshocton Redskins. So join Big Time Sports on September 18th for the Coshocton Redskins and the New Philadelphia Quakers.
Dureska takes the snap, gets to the outside, has the 1st down at about the 11-yard line. Gain of 7 on a 3rd down and 1 play.
Taking a look at our up-and-coming games, as we said before, next Friday night it's going to be Ashland at Dover. On the weekend of September 11th, it's Garraway at Indian Valley. And then again on the 18th, the Red and Black from New Philadelphia hosting the Coshocton Redskins. So, Scotty, if it's a big game, you can find it where, buddy?
On Big Time Sports.
Wow, you said it just like I wrote it for you, didn't you? Huh?
Another one of your multitasking ventures as the Crusaders going to take time out here with 3:17 to go in the 2nd quarter. Quakers lead it 21-0 on the Dover Dental Group scoreboard. Our good friends at the Dover Dental Group, we're glad to have them back again for another year on Big Time Sports.
Yep, and let me remind you again about Gary's Market and Deli on Tuscross Avenue in Dover, Scotty. Gary's Market and Deli, specializing in homemade Italian foods. This week, their special is you buy 1 Italian sub, you get the 2nd one half off. So I'm going to tell Smoochie to run down to Gary's Market on Tuscross Avenue in Dover and get me the one that's half off, and she could pay full price for hers, okay? And I'm going to, you think Smoochie can find Gary's Market?
I think so. It's right there on Tuscarawas Avenue in Dover.
All right. Tell him we said hello from Big Time Sports.
The look at the option. Colliner breaks it inside, down to the 5-yard line. And a nice gain of 6. Some tough yardage. And the Crusaders threatening here as we get down near the 3-minute mark of the 2nd quarter. Halftime, we're coming up. It's going to be interesting. Charlie Jones on the stats. So with
yes, it is.
Big Jim's halftime report. I cannot wait.
Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have Smoochie, okay, go next door and get the halftime stats from my buddy Hank Keithley so that I can read them and look halfway intelligent. And I say halfway intelligent. Right,
Colliner, the tailback, takes it straight into the line, down to maybe the 3-yard line. It'll be 3rd down. You know, the Crusaders are, they're going to go for it here no matter what happens. They do have a chance, I believe, to get a 1st down without scoring. They can get a 1st down at the 1-yard line. So on 3rd down and 2, full house backfield. The handoff, first man through, and it's a touchdown. Crusaders. Late call, but it is a touchdown.
Coach Goodnight clears the ball into the end zone for Central Catholic.
So I believe it was Mark Goodnight that might have had the score.
Philadelphia 21, Central Catholic 6.
Andler on to try the extra point.
Todd Lake to attempt the extra point for Central.
Druska to hold. Kick is up, and the kick is good.
Kick is good.
So CCC is on the board. It's 21-7.
New Philadelphia.
And the Quakers going to have 2:05 left to try and counter that score here before halftime.
That'll make things, Scott, a little bit more interesting. You know, this game was a little bit of a yawner at 21-0 early here in the first half until Central Catholic finally gets in the end zone, and that's going to put a little spark now in the green and white. And I'll tell you what, when you get them down, you better kick them, because if not, Low Kleinfelder is going to come back and bite you, Scott. So the second half, who's got the kickoff? Do you remember?
It'll be Canton Central Catholic will receive the second half. So keep that in mind. But I'd be more concerned if I was Low Kleinfelder. The Quakers have 2:05 to go here before halftime, and they have been big on the big play on Big Time Sports.
Well, I'll tell you, the DBs and the cornerbacks for Canton Central Catholic. You know, McEwen, for example, twice now has got the nice pass from Cody Cox for the long score into the end zone. If I'm Cody Cox, I'm thinking, let's throw into that seam again, huh?
Well, if they can get some decent field position here, I think you're going to see them go to a 2-minute offense, obviously, and they're certainly capable of moving right down the field.
For the kickoff for the Crusaders. Will McEwen and Trent Bird deep.
Will McEwen and Trent Bird back deep. McEwen's going to take it at the 15, the 20, the 25, the 30. Brings it to the outside at the 35, the 40, 45 midfield. Could take it all the way down the sideline. He stays in bounds, and the Quakers are going to score on the kickoff.
Wow. Scotty, talk about lightning striking real quick. How about it? New Philadelphia comes right back. Take a look at the Weaver Barnes rewind, and Scotty, call the action.
Well, you know, McEwen got to the outside. Then he only had one man to beat the kicker, and that was no contest, as he just tiptoed right down the sideline. I believe it was in the neighborhood of a 90-yard return. So I think you can put it back to yawner status right now.
That's exactly right. Everybody's yawning again, Scott. And McEwen, of course, having a big, I'm talking about big first half here at Canton Central Catholic.
Barron's kick up, and it is good.
Joe Barron's kick is good. New Philadelphia.
So it is 28-7.
7.
So just that quick, the Quakers deflate the Crusaders again by returning the kickoff after the first Crusader score for a touchdown. Will McEwen has been all over the field.
He has, and I'll tell you what, he's having a big game. But Scott, the kickoff coverage that time by Canton Central Catholic, they didn't get anybody. They didn't turn the play inside. All right, everybody went inside. McEwen, of course, with that speed and those big, strong legs, it's just boogied right down the sideline for the long touchdown.
Well, I got to tell you, the special teams just made up for a few errors of their own tonight by getting a touchdown.
So if you're Matt Dennison, Scott, if you're Coach Matt Dennison, you got to be happy with what you're seeing here with only 1:50 to play in the first half.
Well, you got to be happy, but at halftime, you got to put the pedal to the metal and say, hey, we're only halfway home. Canton Central Catholic's a very dangerous team. You cannot give up. You cannot let down. You cannot think this game is over. Barrett's kick. Short to Sturzbach. The 20, the 25, and out to the 27-yard line.
Well, if you're Canton Central Catholic, Naughty Scotty, and you're down by 21 with only 1:44 to play, what are you thinking here on this last series to end the first half?
I'm sitting on the football.
I think you're right. I think that's exactly what I do. I think I would play it safe, particularly when you're down here inside your own 30, when you got the Quakers stomping you to the tune of 28-7.
I'm thinking that's what I would do. I don't think that's what Canton Central Catholic's going to do.
No, I think they're going to throw the ball downfield and see if they can come up with some type of surprise here to end the first half.
Well, they're going 4 wide, so look for something maybe to the short side of the field here. Little out route, ball's loose. I think they're going to call it incomplete. And it'll be 2nd down and 10.
And don't forget, join us for our halftime report brought to you by our good friends at Big Jim's Burgers and More on the south side. And then, of course, our sponsor this year again for our player of the game is our good friend Mike Davis at the Manor Restaurant in Strasburg. Many, many thanks to Mike. And, of course, our wrap-up show, our good friends from the Texas Roadhouse. Wow, that's a dangerous pass out there on the flat, Scotty, when you're inside your own 30-yard line, isn't it?
Yeah, Sturzbach was there, but passed thrown a little bit too hard, got loose. It wasn't going to go anywhere anyway. The Quakers were there. It'll be 3rd down and 10. Now, unfortunately, you're the Crusaders. You've thrown 2 incomplete passes. The clock is stopped. You got 1:34 left. And if you don't make it here, you're going to have to punt the football away, and the Quakers have another opportunity.
That's right. That's why you sit on the ball and you play it safe. You go into the locker room, you lick your wounds for about 5 seconds, okay? Then you start thinking about how you're going to get back into this ball game.
3rd down and 10. Dreska out of the shotgun, and they're going to get 5 of it right there as the Quakers jumped.
Number 40, Dylan Barbie, a little bit anxious that time. Barbie, a 200-pound junior for the Quakers. Wanting to get in there, chomping at the bit to get after that quarterback.
3rd down and 5.
5-yard penalty. Moves the ball out to the 33-yard, 38-yard, 33-yard line. 3rd down, Central.
Yeah, the first half stats are really going to tell the tale of these first 2 periods.
3rd down and 5. Dreska looks across for the slant in. Cooper Hill knocks it down. It's 4th down and 5, and there's 1:29 left on the clock.
Now, what kind of punt return coverage are we going to see out of the Crusaders?
Well,
I mean, Will McEwen gets a hold of that football on the return. Look out.
The only thing you can do is kick it out of bounds.
But I don't think he's going to do that. He's going to kick it right down the field to McEwen.
Then we'll have to see what they decide to do from there. But I'm telling you, I wouldn't take another chance on giving up another score before halftime.
No. They definitely have to regroup and come out with a good 3rd period. And
that's out of bounds.
Yes, it is. Off the side of the foot, he shanked it to the right side of the field. So New Philadelphia, they're going to mark it, Scott, at the 37-yard line. And with 1:20 remaining, that is a lot of time for the Quakers to get in the end zone.
Handlers kick goes out of bounds at the 37-yard line.
28-7. Late here in the first half.
So the Quakers with another opportunity. And you've got to wonder, they've had a lot of success with Will McEwen out of the backfield, just right down the seam in the middle of the field. You know, you can go to the well once too often, but at this point, I think I'd try it one more time.
Well, Will McEwen's only, and I say only, has been in the end zone 3 times so far this game.
I'm going to take him to the outside, and it's going to be incomplete. Intended for McEwen down around the 12-yard line. He only, let's count them. There were probably 4 Crusaders within 5 yards of Will McEwen that time. So I think they anticipate that.
Yes, I think they do. But think about this. This is your first game of the season, your senior season, okay? And you're already in the end zone 3 times? Will McEwen.
Not bad.
Not too shabby, buddy. You think he might be in the running so far for our Manor Restaurant Award?
I think he's going to be eating a lot of chicken before this season's over.
Quit it.
Cox, quarterback draw. Slices and dices down inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. I think the Quakers have maybe one timeout left, if I recall properly. So they'll go to the no huddle. Out of the shotgun. Under a minute to go here. They look to the outside. Witter has it. And Witter's going to be stopped after the first down at the 18-yard line. So a lot of time left.
That time, Witter coming off the right side of that Quaker line, wide open down there for that little whiteout.
Quakers are going to take their final timeout.
And Scotty, while we've got a chance, let me remind you of this, my friend. Let mom relax this winter. Call the Manor Restaurant for delicious carryout.
How about this fall?
A big bucket of tasty chicken and fries are great to eat while watching big-time sports. And don't forget, the Manor is open daily for lunch with a variety of soups and sandwiches. The Manor Restaurant on North Worcester in Strasburg. Call them today for delicious chicken and other carry-out items. It's 878-9809. It's 330-878-9809. Yummy, yummy on Mellow Tone's tummy.
28-7, the Quakers with the lead over Canton Central Catholic. Quakers with a chance here to score again here right before halftime. This would make it really difficult for the Crusaders here in the second half if the Quakers can punch it in here. At the 18-yard line. Cox to the outside. The catch made there, I believe, by Zach Denham.
And that was a nice comeback. A nice catch by Zach Denham on a low throw by Cody Cox. Quakers lining up quickly, clock running with 30 seconds to play in the first half.
Second down and 3. Cox rolling to his right. Takes it himself, has the first down at the 5-yard line. That'll stop the clock with about 19 seconds to go while they move the chains. And Quakers will be ready, though.
And the Sharks, Scott, the Sharks in the red and black can smell the blood, buddy. They're circling right now. And he's going to spike the ball and stop the clock.
So they lost a couple of seconds there, but with 16 seconds to go, they've got at least 2 downs that they can use here. Then they've got Joe Barrett, who is easily within his kicking distance for a field goal if they opt to do that.
All right, so many, many thanks to our good friends from Dover Brake on Route 21 north of Strasburg. Car or truck, if you need a good brake job and you need great service, it's Dover Brake on Route 21 north of Strasburg.
So second down for the Quakers at the 5-yard line. They'll lob it in the corner. Man out there. Touchdown, Quakers. No, they're going to call him out of bounds.
Wow, no way, Jose. Let's take a look at that on the Weaver Barnes replay. That was a touchdown, buddy, and you could take that to the bank, wasn't it? Look at this guy right here. That was good.
Let's, if we have a chance to see it, I think we want to see that one again.
Check it out, Scotty. Call the action.
I don't even think there was a chance that he wasn't in.
Check this out. Now, how long does he have to be in before they counted as a touchdown?
Wow.
He slid 3 feet before he met that white line, buddy.
The only thing there is maybe he bobbled the football. If not, that was the improper call. This time they dive in the corner of the end zone.
Now what do we got?
That's got to be touchdown.
Wow, I didn't think they were going to give him that one.
And you know what? I think what's happened is they were confused by the yellow soccer line for the 18-yard box. I think the first time they were confused by the line in the end zone.
I like the way you're thinking, Noddy. You don't think, you're not very quick very often, but tonight you're right on it, buddy. You got your A game tonight. But anyway, Trent Bird with the reception in the end zone from Cody Cox. 3 seconds to play in the first half.
So Barrett's on to try the extra point. And boy, that's a tough score for Canton Central Catholic to give up right here before halftime. The kick is up out of a bad hold, a bad snap, and it's good. And that makes it 35-7.
Wow, and Joe Barrett, getting a lot of action, kicking those extra points now. So if you're a new Philadelphia Quaker fan, you're rocking and rolling with a big smile on your face. And if you're with the green and white, you're thinking, wow, have we been a shipwreck so far in the first half? But the second half is a lot of time to play, and Kleinfelder will bring them out hungry with the eye of the tiger.
I think you better have a little more coffee.
Now, Scotty, were you going to wait till halftime to sing happy birthday to me?
I know. I wanted to wish you, on behalf of all of us at Big Time Sports, we want to wish Charlie a happy 43rd birthday.
Yes, thank you very much. I'm glad you're accurate with those years. So I know what you're thinking out there in the Big Time TV land. You're thinking, wow, Charlie, we had you figured for only 40, but the true story is I'm actually 43 years old today.
So the Quakers will kick it away.
Dylan Behoff, Dylan Spirtsbaugh, and Tyler Treiner deep for the Crusaders.
The Crusaders will pick it up, and that will end the first half of action. It's 35-7. The New Philadelphia Quakers leading the Canton Central Catholic Crusaders. The Big Jim's Burgers and More halftime report coming up. Stay with us as the Quakers on top of the Crusaders at halftime right here on Big Time Sports. Well, there you see it. We are at halftime, and it appears we have a lightning delay situation as the Quakers lead the Canton Central Catholic Crusaders 35-7. We're going to go ahead and give you the Big Jim's Burgers and More halftime report. So, Charlie, let's take a look at the numbers here for our first half.
All right, for the New Philadelphia Quakers, on 13 rushing attempts, they garnered 112 yards. Through the air, they were 7 out of 13 for 149 yards. The New Philadelphia Quakers, wow, shoot them up and blow them out, baby. 261 total yards of offense in the first half with zippo turnovers. On the other side of the slate, the Crusaders, 16 rushing attempts for only 45 yards. They were 6 out of 13 through the air for 91 yards for a total of 136 yards of total offense in the first half with 3 very costly turnovers, Scott.
Yep, that last number is the big one. The 3 turnovers really hurt the New Philadelphia, or hurt the Canton Central Catholic Crusaders. That is the halftime report brought to you by Big Jim's Burgers and More on the south side of New Philadelphia. Also Southside Scoops. Got to stop in for a little ice cream after you get your burger at our favorite burger place, Big Jim's Burgers and More. And as we mentioned, we are in a lightning delay, so it is going to be a while, and I think we're going to first have Charlie run down the scoring here, the drives that we had in that first half, and then we're going to take a break, and hopefully at some point we'll come back with our third quarter.
In that first quarter, Scotty, the New Philadelphia Quakers came out of the box smoking with 6:35 on the clock in the first quarter. Cody Cox with a 49-yard scamper into the end zone. A Joe Barrett kick was good after. And with 6:35 on the clock in the first period, it's 7-0 New Philadelphia. With 25 seconds on the clock in the first quarter, it was a 56-yard pass from Cody Cox to Will McEwen to make it 13-0. Joe Barrett again through the uprights, and very quickly in the first quarter, it's 14-zip Quakers. 5:46. Will McEwen on a 32-yard pass from Cox. The Joe Barrett kick is good. We've got ourselves a 21-0 ball game. With 2:05 on the clock, Canton Central Catholic finally gets into the scoring column as Goodnight took it in on a 3-yard scamper. The kick was up. The kick was good. It's now 21-7 in favor of the Quakers. With 1:53 to play late in the first half, it's Will McEwen again. And what a game this young man is having so far. McEwen, 90-yard kickoff return. The Joe Barrett kick is good. And New Philadelphia again up by 21 to the tune of 28-7. And now, as if we haven't had enough scoring in the first half, with only 3 seconds remaining on the clock, it's a 7-yard pass from Cody Cox to number 7, Trenton Bird, for the touchdown. So Bird gets his touchdown with only 3 seconds on the clock. Again, Joe Brandt is perfect. It's 35-7 at halftime. And I'm sure Coach Lowell Kleinfelder is in that Crusader locker room trying to figure out how he's going to stop the New Philadelphia Quakers. And Scotty, you know how you stop the Quakers, don't you?
Lightning delay.
Nope. You call. No, you call our good friends from Dover break. If you want to stop the Quakers,
sorry.
You call Dover break.
Sorry, I missed the setup.
Yeah, you did. I segued into you,
Yeah.
but again, okay.
Again, I missed it.
Yep.
So we're going to take a break. We'll come back hopefully here with third quarter action. It is 35-7 at halftime with the New Philadelphia Quakers leading the Canton Central Catholic Crusaders. We're under a lightning delay. Stay with us. We'll be back with more here on Big Time Sports.